We're back with Moon. So last time, we were ejected out of the TV as Mom said we had to go to bed. We decided to continue the game, went back into the TV, and just got an end. Just said end. And, well, to get back here, I mean, I had to turn the game off. You can't go back to the title screen. So you just have to start from your last save point, which is the last time you went to sleep, which does require you to go through the whole Moon space segment again. So we're here now. We were not able to open the door despite being bursting with love. We were not able to do it. We failed. And we gotta go talk about that. They wonder, how could this be? This is not what they expected. They expected that we would become bursting with love, and that would be sufficient to open the door. But my love is unripe. You can't open a door with unripe love. Which is kind of weird because one of the levels we received was called mature love, which implies that it was ripe. But for whatever reason, it's just not enough. My inability to open the door has made the timeline go bad. Yep, here comes the hero. Of course, it's probably our fault. We probably should have checked the rocket for a stowaway before we blasted off. I mean, the fact that there were killed monsters in Technopolis would imply that the hero did go there. So we should have taken into consideration that maybe there was someone else in the rocket. So when we saw this part in the game at the beginning, the monster the hero was fighting was basically a combination of a ton of monsters. I was kind of wondering what was actually happening there. And he's just fighting all of the animals, just killing them all at once. So he's just seeing all these monsters as just like a big, horrific combination of all of them combined. So he's got to use his most powerful attacks. I mean, I have to say, it's not such a bad thing to see Value Boy get mauled here, but I mean, not everyone else as well. Well, the dragon and queen are quite calm about things going bad and facing impending death. It's just, well, what can you do? Nothing we can do now. Walking that preordained path. It was always meant to happen. But it's too late to change that now. The hero is here. I do wish we could read the rum-rom of the Dragon Queen. I mean, no, we do. That's correct. That's right. But does that really tell us anything? I mean, it's just seeing what we're seeing right here. I mean, I guess if we could have seen it, it would have implied the fate of Dragon Queen. I don't think that actually would have helped them out any. Love Maestro. Is this the end of all stories? The rum-roms tell of that, but I wish I could look at that rum-rom. I need infinite love. I need to power up my love level. Bring it to infinite.
Hey! Stop playing that game and go to bed.
It looks like that we were already asleep, though. I mean, Mom telling us to go to bed. It looks like that she's just waking us up. All right, they told us to open the door. And there's the door. So, we pick no. We hear the birds tweeting. And we hear, I guess, is it time to go to bed? It looks like the sun's out and we can hear people outside. Let's walk outside and rub our bleary eyes as we're exposed to the sunlight that we hate so much. We hide inside our dark room, playing our games, illuminated only by the light of the CRT. Our delicate skin just shrivels against the light of the day star. But we must. Probably should put some shoes on, though. Well, they're standing in front of the door. And I guess that is the end. So, I guess we were able to open the door after all. But we had to leave the game and go back into the real world and open our own physical door and go out into the daylight to open the door inside the game? Did they come out into the real world? Did I unleash the game characters? By beating the game, did I open the portal to our world and now everyone is pouring out? Has no one else in the world beaten the game? Because, I mean, if they did, you'd think this would have happened before. So is this like Omicron after all, in which the game Moon is not a game, but it's a portal into another realm? And we were pulled into it because of what we had to do? I like how character artist gets a different font. Also, kind of misspelled, but it's fine. It's fine. Background artist also gets that as well. So, I guess the reason that we had to play the game, we had to go into the world... Oh, he's wearing the crown. Did he want the crown? Was that what he was digging for? I mean, we sold the crown, but maybe we could have given it to him. So the reason that we had to go into the game was because the characters in the world of Lovdegard, they were dying within it, dying from this routine that was happening over and over and over, this unending routine of dragon eating moon and then hero going kill dragon. They had to break out of it, but they couldn't. That's what they needed us to do that. They needed us to break the circuit, open the door, and allow them into the world. I don't like that it's hiding behind a pole, like peeking at you. But it seems like he's doing okay. He opened up a shop, selling flowers. No, not flowers. Those are octolips. He seems like he's doing fine in this world. You know, owls and birds, those exist in this world. It's just like these are weird-looking ones, and that's probably all right. Oh man, look at those guitars he's surrounded by. He has found his happiness. I think that's Adder directing traffic. I mean, that seems like not something that God would be doing, but all right. Man, he didn't get to go to the afterlife after all. He's just continuing to haunt the world, looking for food. Why are there multiple doctor heads? Why are his heads eggs in someone's fridge? I don't like that. I don't like that at all. We're all familiar of the silhouette of the dragon on the moon. We all know about that. Thanks to these 4 people. King just drawing some chalk drawings on the sidewalk. Sadmile looms over the city. He is the night, even though it's day. When night falls, then he is the night. Wanda and Florence, sitting in the park, reunited at last. Notice Moon for something has been canceled by the publisher, Game Scout staff. Oh, Moon for Game Station. Has been cancelled by the publisher. Thank you. I mean, I guess the game couldn't exist anymore if someone won. Like, if someone else played the game, wouldn't they just go into the world of Love-to-Guard and, like, no one would be there? It would be empty. Like, nothing would be happening. So, you can't sell a game where nothing's happening. Like, people would be mad about that. They want their money back. So, I guess they just had to cancel it. Recall the game. Well, it says, thanks for playing. And doesn't seem like any buttons are doing anything. So I guess that is the end of Moon. They told us to open the door, and we did. We went out into the sunlight, and for some reason, that opened the door in the game. I'm not really sure what the connection is there. Door in the door of our home, and door on game Moon. I'm not really sure what the connection was, but we saw that the reason for it, the reason that we had to do all this, was to let all of our friends outside into the real world. And I hope things went well for them. It seems like things were going okay for some of them. It's kind of hard to tell if all of them thrived in our world, because, it can be pretty rough. Just arriving in the world, you have no money, and you don't really know the customs or where anything is. The doctor became a bunch of eggs. I'm not sure about that. I don't know about that. But then you had some guys like Byrne, who was working in a music shop, and he seemed like he was doing okay. As far as the hero, it does appear that the hero died when he killed us. Like, the two of us were linked. Our fates were related. So upon killing us, the last person to die, he also died. Actually, speaking of that, I don't know if I saw Granby out there. I saw Tao, but I don't remember if I saw Granby in one of those scenes. So did she come out into the real world as well? I don't know, but at least we saw Tao was around. And I guess that's it. We knew that the hero was on his way to kill the dragon throughout this game. We knew that we had to collect love to somehow put a stop to the problem, even though we didn't know how. And then when it came right down to it, there was nothing we could do to fight the hero, because the hero was powerful and we were not, though we were full of love. Oh, did I find love? But I found a pretty good amount of it, I think I did all right. Buttons are still not doing anything. But as far as if I found love, well, I did find all the animals. I did do a number of the side quests. We got to the second to last level. There were still some things that we didn't finish. Some side quests for some people, like Fred and Bilby. And of course, we never finished the arcade game, but I think I'm okay with that. But as far as whether or not we found love, yeah, I think we did. I wonder if this changes based on what your level is. Like, if you had a lower level, or if you got the highest level, would this be any different? Don't know. The music fades, but the screen has not. The screen stays, continuing to ask me, did I find love? Well, the only thing I know about love is that love still dots the world, and that we should find a lot of it, please. And we did find a lot of it. Please. I don't know if anything else might happen here. Doesn't seem like it, because the music has faded and nothing else. So I'm going to assume... Oh, faded. Oh, okay. Why is that taking so long? See you someday, somewhere. There's the hat. Well, now I don't know. Now I need to stay on this, because I don't know if there's something else. But like I was saying, we knew that we had to stop the hero somehow, but it turned out we didn't have a way to do it because the hero was powerful and strong, and we were not. But fortunately, we did have our way to go back to the real world and open the door from there and save all of the friends. I'm still not sure what the connection is between our apartment door and the door on the moon, and why we needed love to open our real door. I'm still not really getting the connection there. But at least all of our friends got out and apparently are happy. They seem to be all right. It was the case that, and like thinking about it, the king was coming up with a plan for the people to be able to escape. And we didn't really know the details of that, just that it involved flying and fireworks. Stop playing that game and turn off now. I mean, I guess that is sort of it is sort of a lesson of the game that you shouldn't spend all of your time playing video games, and that you really should, everything in moderation is the idea. And that you should walk outside and do things in the world and not just play video games all the time is the idea. Little did they know what the world of the future would bring. Here in the year 2020, when no one is going outside and it's doing things inside is very good these days. And right now, I mean, we're on a website that's reliant on people spending most of the hours of the day playing video games. Little did they know at the time. But we had the last laugh. We showed them, look, all you people who like to do things like go outside and talk to people and socialize, look who's laughing now. That's right. All of us who stay inside all day and play video games, we're doing just fine. Well, I don't know if it'll do anything else, but we'll see. But as far as what we can see right now, I was messaged by Ludzu, who did mention that there was actually a cut ending from this game. That's right, a third ending. You can't actually get it in the game. You can apparently get it if you play the original PlayStation version and use a Game Shark to get it. And Ludzu did link me to a YouTube video of the secret ending that has an English translation as part of the unofficial translation that was done for the PS1 version before, this official translation came out. So, the secret ending, though it's in English, is the unofficial translation, so probably has a different tone to the English than this Switch version does. So, we're going to take a look at what this additional ending is. Let's bring this up. The YouTube account that has this video is called Boat with Legs, and you can see the YouTube address right there. There are those, Stonehenge-looking gates that were on that one Run ROM. We never actually saw that in the game. The desolate path of illusion. And that's the hero's sword and armor lying around.
Ça dépend des... On fait des bêtes pour les aimer. Ça dépend des... humeurs.
Wolskiego, Stanisława Rysz 2, będę mówić. Stanisława Rysz 2, będę mówić. Wolskiego, Stanisława Rysz 2, pod tytułem za dobrowolstwo. Dziękuję bardzo. Pod tytułem za dobrowolstwo. Dziękuję bardzo. Być po pol. Będę mówić być może, gdzie indziej, lecz w sercu śpiewają piękniej. Będę mówić być może, gdzie Wolskiego, Stanisława Rysz 2, być po pol.
Tao's been holding out on us. He could talk the whole time? That's a long line. Some of them I don't recognize.
Dwa, będę mówić, być. Dziękuję bardzo. Być po pol. Lecz za dobrowolstwo. Dziękuję bardzo. Być po pol. Lecz w sercu je być może. Śpiewają piękniejsze pod tytułem za dobrowolstwo Stanisława, gdzie indziej, Wolskiego. Będę mówić być może, gdzie indziej, Wolskiego. Śpiewają piękniejsze pod tytułem śpiewają wesele piękniejsze pod tytułem za dobro. Być może, gdzie indziej, Wolskiego. Śpiewają być może, gdzie indziej, Wolskiego.
Yeah, I think that was either that was the second monster that the hero killed. The first one was the blue. Yeah, there's the blue slime. That was the first one. Well, that had a very different tone than the rest of the game that we've been playing. Oh, and nothing. This screen never turned into anything else. It's been like this the whole time. But okay, so that was the cut ending, and it seems like it was probably unfinished because there was no music and the dragon didn't have a voice. So at some point, I guess they just decided they weren't going to go with that, which it feels very different from the rest of the game. Apparently, after killing the dragon, the hero's job is over. So I guess the hero reverts to the grandson, and then the grandson has to heal all of the animals and people that he hurt. And by doing that, it turns him into the dragon. And there's some sort of time loop where the dragon then awaits being slain by the hero. So some sort of infinite loop. It does seem strange that the grandson is the one being punished for that, considering that the grandson was turned into the hero by the minister. I mean, it's kind of his idea to do that. But it seems like no one really brings that up in the game. And that was the dragon graphic that we saw earlier in a dream. I was kind of wondering when we got to the moon and we saw the dragon that looked very different from what it looked like in our dream. Whereas in the dream, it looked like this sort of goofy, cartoonish dragon. But what we actually found on the moon was like this two-headed being on top of a stack of chips, rum-roms. It was kind of an odd design. I wonder what you were supposed to do to get that ending. Assuming that all of the endings would have been possible to get, what would have been the reason to get that one? I don't know. Maybe getting to the end without all that much love, possibly? Maybe if you had more love, then you would be able to get the ending where you open the door and everyone goes out into the real world, possibly? I don't know. Can't really tell from that. It does seem like maybe there's stuff missing, which makes it a bit bit more difficult to follow. But it is interesting that the environment that we saw there with those gates was what we saw on one of the rum-roms. And I was kind of curious about why that never came up when we went to the moon. Those gates weren't any. They weren't there, but they were there in that cut ending. I wonder why they decided to cut that. Did they feel it was too dark? Did they feel that, maybe let's not include that in our feel-good game? Possibly. It is definitely more of a story-based ending, where there is more of a story resolution to the story of the hero and the dragon, as opposed to what we got in the final game, which was the resolution is always going to be that the hero kills everyone, including you, which results in the death of the hero. But because of the love you collected, that enables you to open the door and bring everyone out into the real world. A lot more story, a lot more dialogue in this cut ending. But I guess even in the ending that we got in the game, the grandson never makes it into the real world. I guess the grandson's dead, regardless of what you do. Unless I just happen to miss the grandson in one of those images. But even if he was in one of the ending images, we wouldn't know what he looks like. Like, we did see what he looked like there in the cut ending, but in the actual game, we wouldn't have known, unless he's supposed to look like you in the real world. Possibly. But I didn't notice the grandson in the real world, so maybe he just dies regardless. So things go real bad for him, regardless of what ending it's gonna be. His destiny is always death, even though it doesn't seem like it's any fault of his own, which seems kind of odd. But that was the cut ending, and these are the endings that we got. in the actual final game. One ending being we just head back into the game, possibly for good, and the other one is we empty the game of its characters and unleash them into the world. So that's been our playthrough of Moon. I like the game a lot. It seemed kind of odd at first with, it seemed a little bit inaccessible with the strict time limit of you have like only a little bit of time to do something, then you got to go to bed or else you're going to die. It seemed a bit weird at first with how strict that was, but then you pretty quickly get used to how it works and you expand your time by getting love. So I enjoyed it quite a lot. It was very charming. With in no small part due to the quality of the English translation. I thought the English translation was very good. Just little things like instead of grandma translating that to Gramby. Like they didn't have to do that, but they chose to do that, and it works very well. Just like a lot of little things like that. So yeah, I had a very good time playing it. Just had a relaxing time walking around the world, listening to MDs, just talking to some people, trying to find out what they might want in their heart, finding corpses of animals and trying to figure out what to do to get their ghosts to appear, and just having a good time. You know, there's no real time limit that you got to finish this by. You can spend as much time as you want. If you want to just walk around and try to find the other side quests and get some love, or maybe play an arcade game. If you want to spend your time doing that, you can do that. You can do it. But I just found this game to be very appealing. And I liked playing it a whole lot. Even during the more frustrating parts, I did enjoy playing it a whole lot. And I thought the true ending ended up being very feel-good, much in tone with the game. Not sure if I would have wanted the cut ending to actually be in the game or not. I'm not sure about that. Like, there's a lot more story there, but it certainly is very different from just how it feels from the rest. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching this playthrough of Moon, because I greatly enjoyed playing it. And I do think playing it now, I do think that it is a shame that it didn't come out in the West back on the PS1, because this would have been very different, very innovative. Like, you play it now and you can definitely see the influences that this game had on those people who had played it, because there are certainly things this game does that you have seen before now. But at the time it came out, that would not have been the case. This would have been extremely original at the time it come out. And during that time, that was the PS1 era. I was into JRPGs at the time, so I would have definitely been interested in trying this out, not knowing that it wasn't really an RPG, but I still would have enjoyed it. But I did enjoy playing it now. And I've greatly encouraged you to play it. Maybe you can get all the love. Maybe you can find those remaining side quests. Maybe you can beat the arcade game. I wanted to look up a list of the names of each of the levels, because of course there were some points where we skipped over levels because we got so much love, and of course we never made it to the final level. I wanted to see what the names of the levels were. I could not find one, but I greatly enjoyed the names that they came up with for the experience levels. But so we ended the game as the Love Maestro, but maybe you can do better. That's been this playthrough of Moon, and I guess we're going to take the game's advice, and we're going to stop playing this game and turn off now.